So everyone, welcome to this another FIFA 15 tournament video. Today we've got a very big tournament with 64 clubs have entered the tournament. In fact, it's the EFL, Premier League, Scotland, one Irish club, which is Derry City, are in the tournament. So let's just run through the groups. In Group A, we got Birmingham City, Patrick Thistle, Aberdeen, Burnley, Bolton, Doncaster, Blackpool, Southampton. In Group B, we've got Derry City, Dundee FC, Millwall, Sheffield United, Dundee United, Wolverhampton Wanderers, Brighton and Hove Albion, and Coventry City. So let's just move to Group So we're going to go Group A and B. We need to look at Group C. We've got Queen's Park Rangers, Aston Villa, Exeter City, Kilmarnock, Newcastle United, Norwich City, Everton and Watford. In Group D, Leicester City, Crystal Palace, Cardiff City, Leeds United, Luton Town, Burton Albion, Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest. In Group E, we've got West Ham United, Charlton Athletic, Spurs, Chelsea, Barnsley, Derby County, Fulham, Brentford. Group F, Rotherham United, St Mirren, West Brom, Sheffield Wednesday, Ross County, Huddersfield, Sunderland and Blackburn Rovers. Group G, Manchester City, Swansea City, Motherwell, Stoke, Celtic, Wigan Athletic, Newport County, Inverness Caledonian Thistle. Group H, Hull City, Manchester United, Arsenal, Middlesbrough, Liverpool, Crewe, Reading and Ipswich. Let's get this tournament on the road, shall we? Basically, the rules are simple. If you can win your group stage, if you finish in the top 4 of your group, you're into the next round. If you do not finish in the top 4, you are eliminated. And you will not progress to the next round of the tournament. So we will advance to the round of 32 of the tournament. Basically, our tournament is scheduled to play over a few fixtures, so they will stop playing in 3 months. Let's just simulate up until until November. Then we'll be finding out who will be through to the round of 32 stage of the tournament. Who are through and who are out. Who are through and who are out of the tournament. We're going to find out anyway. So we're just going to simulate through. And we're going to see. And here we are. We're on the final match day. Let's just sim that date, and then we'll find out what teams are knocked out. Okay, let's go through the group stages. So far, Long, Diego Costa. Hang on. Before we look at this, let's go into Group A, and let's look at the teams that have qualified to the knockout, the round of 32 stage. Southampton, Burnley, Bolton and Birmingham City are in the next round. Blackpool, Aberdeen, Doncaster Rovers and Patrick Thistle are out. In Group B, Wolverhampton Wanderers, Sheffield United, Brighton and Millwall have qualified to the next round, around the 32. In Group C, Newcastle United, Norwich City, Everton and Aston Villa. Queen's Park Rangers miss out on the knockout stage. Watford, Exeter, Kilmarnock miss out. In Group D, Crystal Palace, Leicester City, Cardiff City and Bournemouth qualify. Nottingham Forest, Leeds, Luton and Burton miss out. In Group E, Tottenham Hotspur, Chelsea, West Ham and Fulham qualify. Derby County, Brentford, Barnsley and Charlton did not qualify. In Group F, Sunderland, West Brom, Blackburn and Sheffield Wednesday qualify. Rotherham United, Huddersfield, Ross County and St Mirren are not qualified. Group G, Manchester City, Swansea City, Stoke City and Celtic qualify. Motherwell, Wigan, Newport and Inverness are not qualified. In Group H, Manchester United, Arsenal, Liverpool and Hull have qualified. Middlesbrough, Ipswich, Crewe, Alexandria have not qualified. So, in the round of 32, here are the fixtures. Here are the fixtures for the round of 32. Here are the fixtures. Hang on. I want to see the fixtures. I don't want to see the groups. I don't want to see the groups. I want to see the fixtures. The matches. Fixtures. Oh, it'll show us here. November. In round 1, the draw is as follows. Scroll to the top. Arsenal will play Burnley. Arsenal will play Celtic. Burnley will play Aston Villa. Chelsea will play Hull City, Crystal Palace will play Liverpool, Leicester City, Sheffield Wednesday, Manchester City, West Ham, Manchester United, Cardiff City, Newcastle United, Blackburn Rovers, Norwich City, Bournemouth, Sheffield United, Birmingham City, Southampton, Stoke City, Spurs, Brighton, Sunderland. The list goes on. The list goes on and on. Looking at these very tough fixtures. Southampton, Newcastle at St James's Park are to play Blackburn Rovers. They beat them 2-0, but it is over 2 legs, so we've got to remember that. Arsenal in the first leg against Celtic. A 3-0 win for Arsenal. Manchester City versus West Ham United. 3-1. For that. Sunderland play Everton Football Club, Sunderland versus Everton. It's a 2-2 draw at the Stadium of Light. Fulham, Swansea City versus Fulham. Championship side Fulham. A 3-0 win for the Premier League side. Manchester United at Old Trafford will play Cardiff. It's a 2-0 win. Radamel Falcao scores 2 goals against the Championship team. Chelsea, but a Premier League match, 2 Premier League teams. Chelsea versus Hull City. It's a 3-0 win for Chelsea Football Club. Tottenham Hotspur will play Brighton and Hove Albion. It's a 3-0 win. Harry Kane gets 2 goals. Southampton versus Stoke City in a rainy night in Stoke. A rainy night at St Mary's. It's a 0-0 draw. So going to the Stoke City Stadium will be tough. Liverpool Palace at Selhurst Park. It's a 2-0 win for Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace have won 2-0. West Brom versus Millwall. It's a 4-0 win. So in the second leg of these ties, we've got Newcastle United to play Blackburn Rovers. It's a 2-1 win for Newcastle. Arsenal will travel to Celtic Park. It's a 2-1 win for Arsenal. West Ham United play Manchester City. It's a 1-0 win for West Ham United. Everton will play Sunderland. It's a 5-1 win for Everton Football Club. Swansea versus Fulham. Championship versus Premier League, 1-1 draw. Manchester United travelling to the Cardiff City Stadium. 3-1 win for Manchester United. It's good from United to get a win. Chelsea versus Hull. It'll take us to the last 16. A 3-1 win for Chelsea. Brighton versus Tottenham Hotspur. 2-0, Harry Kane gets another 2 goals. Stoke versus Southampton. And then we've got Liverpool, Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace have beaten Liverpool on penalties to advance to the round of 16 of the tournament. Liverpool have been knocked out of the tournament in the round of 32 stage. A 1-1 draw. So all this means West Ham, Sunderland, Stoke City and Liverpool are out of the tournament. So in the round of 16 draw, these are the teams. West Bromwich Albion will play Crystal Palace. Birmingham City will play Southampton. Aston Villa will play Tottenham Hotspur. Chelsea will play Wolverhampton Wanderers. Norwich City will play Manchester United. Swansea City will play Sheffield. Swansea City will play Everton. Sheffield Wednesday will play Manchester City. And Arsenal will play Newcastle United. So they're the teams. A lot of Premier League clubs. But there is some Championship clubs ready to shock the world. Newcastle at St James's Park. St James's Park. It's a 1-1 draw at St James's Park. Manchester City play Sheffield Wednesday. 2-0. Joe Hart does pick up an injury, sadly. Everton versus Swansea. It's a 3-0 win for Everton Football Club. Manchester United. 2-0 win against Norwich City. Chelsea versus Wolverhampton at Monolith. A 2-2 draw. But Spurs versus Aston Villa. A 3-1 win for Spurs. Southampton versus Birmingham. 1-1. Birmingham City get a draw. Not the Birmingham of old. Crystal Palace, the team that knocked out Liverpool the previous round, will play West Brom. It's a 2-2 draw. At Selhurst Park. So in the second leg, a lot of injuries. A lot of players will be missing out on this. We're just gonna, see Arsenal v Newcastle. A 3-2 win for Arsenal. It's Newcastle. We've got to remember there is aggregate scores and all that. Manchester City will play Willy Caballero in this second leg. A 2-1 win. And veteran defender Demi Charles picks up an injury. But Manchester City have won against Sheffield Wednesday. So, Swansea versus Everton. It's a 3-1 win for Everton. Norwich versus Manchester United. It's a 2-1 win for Manchester United. Chelsea versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. John Terry is out injured, so Kurt Zuma will start. 6-0. Chelsea have won 6-0 against Wolves. 6-0. Spurs versus Villa. And Premier League, two Premier League teams facing each other. 1-1 draw. We've got Southampton versus Birmingham City. A 1-0 win for Southampton. West Brom versus Palace at the Hawthorns. A 1-1 draw. So Newcastle and Swansea are out of the tournament. Let's look at the scores for these knockout games. Manchester City go through 4-1. Arsenal go through 4-3. Manchester United 4-1. Everton 6-1. Tottenham 4-2. Chelsea 8-2. Obviously, as mentioned, 3-3, so it must have gone through away goals rule for West Brom, and Southampton have advanced. So, in the quarterfinals, we've got Manchester City versus Arsenal, Manchester United versus Everton, Tottenham Hotspur versus Chelsea, and West Brom versus Southampton. Some injuries have happened, but Arsenal will play Manchester City. Two Premier League sides facing each other once again. A 1-0 win for Manchester City through David Silva. That's good to get an away goal on the board. Everton versus Manchester United. It's a 1-1 draw. Radamel Falcao picks up an injury at Goodison Park. Chelsea versus Tottenham Hotspur. A 3-1 win for Chelsea. Of course. You're looking at that team. Oscar scored 1, Diego Costa scored 2. They've still got Drogba on the bench. Southampton versus West Bromwich Albion. A 1-1 draw. Manchester City versus Arsenal. 2-1. David Silva scores another. So City are through to the semi-final. Manchester United Everton. 2-2. Spurs versus Chelsea. It's a 2-1. Chelsea are in the semi-finals. Southampton. Now this is the big one. West Brom versus Southampton. A 3-2 win for Southampton. So Spurs, West Brom, Manchester United and Arsenal are out. So, looking at the quarterfinals, you've got City advanced convincingly 3-1 against Arsenal. Manchester United are knocked out on away goals rule. Chelsea beat Southampton Spurs 5-2. And Southampton just scraped past West Bromwich Albion. So to set up your semi-finals, which is Manchester City versus Everton, and Chelsea versus Southampton. So Manchester City versus Everton, the first leg at Etihad. 4-0 win for Manchester City. Chelsea will play Southampton. 3-0 for them. Some very easy semi-finals for these clubs. At Goodison Park, Everton versus Manchester City. 3-1. Southampton versus Chelsea. 2-0. So Southampton and Everton are knocked out. So Manchester City will play Chelsea in the final of the tournament. And Manchester City are champions. Champions. Sergio Aguero saved them from humiliation. So looking at the stats, we've got to look up. No, hang on. So Diego Costa scores 16 goals, is the top scorer. Assists, Wayne Rooney and Oscar with 8. Thibaut Courtois kept the most clean sheets. John Rudy with 9. Pantamillion with 8. Yellow cards, Gareth Barry and a lot of other players got 6. Len Johnson from Charlton and a couple of others got reds. So that is the end of the tournament video. We'll see you later. Peace out, champions.